In a small town, there lived a boy named Ethan. Ethan was exceptionally intelligent, and his teachers often praised his sharp mind. However, he had one major flaw. He wasted his time carelessly. Instead of studying, he spent hours playing video games, chatting with friends, and scrolling through his phone. His parents frequently tried to explain the value of time, but Ethan never took their words seriously. He would always think, "There's plenty of time. I'll study later. Right now, I just want to enjoy life." One day, the results of the annual exams were announced. To his shock, Ethan's scores were far below expectations. The same teachers who once admired him were now disappointed. Even his friends who used to look up to him started drifting away. When he got home, his parents looked at his report card with sadness in their eyes. Ethan felt ashamed, but he didn't know how to fix his habits. That night, he turned to his grandfather, an elderly man known for his wisdom. Sitting beside him, Ethan confessed, "Grandpa, I don't understand what went wrong. I know I'm smart, but I still failed." His grandfather smiled gently and said, "The problem isn't your intelligence, Ethan. It's your attitude toward time. Time is the most precious gift we have. If you use it wisely, it will take you to great heights. But if you waste it, you'll only have regrets." Ethan, still unconvinced, asked, "But Grandpa, there's always more time, isn't there? I can make up for lost time later, right?" His grandfather's expression turned serious. "No, my boy. Time is like a river. It flows forward and never comes back. Let me tell you a story that might help you understand." He began his tale. Many years ago, there was a powerful king named Alexander. He had immense wealth, a grand palace, and countless servants at his command. But he had one bad habit. He wasted his time. He would sleep in late, avoid important matters, and tell himself, "I'll handle it tomorrow." One day, a wise sage visited the palace and warned the king, "Your Majesty, you have everything, yet you waste your greatest treasure, time. If you don't use it wisely, you will regret it one day." The king laughed and said, "I have plenty of time. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want." The sage shook his head. "Don't take time for granted, Your Majesty. Even the greatest kings have fallen because they failed to respect time." But the king ignored the warning. Years passed and he grew old. His kingdom weakened, his health deteriorated, and his army started losing battles. His people lost faith in him. When he finally realized his mistake, it was too late. He searched for the sage to seek guidance, but the sage was long gone. No amount of wealth or power could bring back the time he had lost. Hearing this story, Ethan sat in silence. For the first time, he truly understood how much of his own time he had wasted. He looked at his grandfather and asked, "Is it too late for me to change?" His grandfather smiled warmly. "No, Ethan. As long as you're willing to change, you can turn your life around. But don't wait for tomorrow. Start today." From that day on, Ethan made a firm decision to use his time wisely. He created a schedule, prioritized his studies, and eliminated distractions. He woke up early, focused on his goals, and gradually transformed his habits. Over time, his efforts paid off. In his next exams, he ranked at the top of his class. As he grew older, he became a successful entrepreneur, admired by many for his discipline and dedication. Ethan's story became an inspiration, proving that time, when used wisely, is the greatest key to success.